Welcome to episode 40 of the Groupchat Wrestling Podcast. We are here with a belated but very, very in-depth AEW Dynasty review to a very controversial to some people show. I didn't think it was that much personally. Again, each to their own. We will deep dive into that over the next hour and a half. I will let my co-hosts introduce themselves.
Yeah, I'm Andy. I am a Mexican whose name is not really Andy, it's the Parker. Yeah.
Okay, I am Lucy, your resident Brandon Cutler fan, one of millions, I assume.
Debatable. I am your American representative, Bald Bro, here from the greatest place on the planet, that is New York City. Sorry, MJF, it is not Long Island. Not debatable. Yes, as the representative here who was there live in Philadelphia for Dynasty, to say the reaction at the end was mixed is putting it kind of lightly, but we'll dive into that. And what better way to start out, in my opinion, guys? Let's just go right for it. Let's
go into the pre-show to start, because
it
was a good pre-show. Like, yeah. I think the last couple have been a lot better. It wasn't just your run-of-the-mill, here's a few good matches by the show. It was Anthony Bowen's return, and it was really well executed. The music was great. He looked a star. Let's hope this is a start of something for him.
Absolutely. Did you see Max Caster afterwards? Crawling up the ramp like a little wiggly worm. Like this. It was like a turtle trying to get back to the ocean. Max Caster has completely won me over.
He's brilliant.
I was a fan for a long time. Then I was like, oh, for God's sake, honey, what are you doing?
It's gotten better every week. I have to admit, I didn't think it would be this good in the beginning. I was a bit like, but now every week.
Here, though, where do we go with him now? This has been leading up to Anthony Bowens' return, right? That's kind of a given, I think. So what do you do with him now? Now that Bowens is back, what's the next step? Do we keep doing his open challenges, or do we need to pivot on something with him?
I think he needs to remember that he can win. He's his own worst enemy. I mean, this guy was a double champion. He's been trios and tag champion. It's not that he can't win. It's just he has to just try and remember that he can win. For some reason, he's sabotaging himself.
I think you do one or two more, and then the change kicks in. Whether that's, as we've suggested, Stokely, or whether it's somebody else grabs him and says, "What the fuck are you doing? Sort yourself out." They say that to him. You were a champion. You were a fucking cornerstone of that team. What the fuck are you doing here? Embarrassing yourself. And someone gives him a bit of a smack. Maybe the Hurt Syndicate take pity on him and beat him into shape or something. I don't know. But somebody, I think Stokely would be the best. Stokely would be fucking brilliant for it, I think.
It's been a long time without Stokely on TV as well now. Let's get him back on TV, because the guy's constantly gold. Like, we've not been on, since September now, is it? No, so over 6 months without him on. That's
since he got carted away, wasn't it? Oh, but no, actually,
he stole him, and
not even carted. He just got yanked in. Somebody just yanked him away in the crowd, like just
the last time we seen him, was it not when he was doing a video drinking some weird flavored Mountain Dew with Mercedes, and that was it?
Yes,
yeah.
So yeah, let's get Stokely.
He's alive. He's alive anyway. Like
hopefully.
Thank fuck for that.
Should we delve straight into the main card then? Again, we'll run through everything to some extent.
Before we go to the main card, let me just say that the trios match on the pre-show with Nick Wayne with Leo Rush and Andretti versus Top Flight.
AJ Fox stole the show.
I was gonna say real quick. Me being there, AR Fox, major love in Philadelphia. Like I'm so glad that he's gotten featured more on television, whether it's Dynamite, Collision, Ring of Honor. He's getting a lot of shine lately, a lot of TV time, and yeah, he's over the moon. He was incredible. The crowd loved him, and yes, more AR Fox on our TV, please.
I actually think he's more of a good fit for Top Flight as well. If they do want to put them in trios now with AR Fox, I think that's a far better fit than Action Andretti was with them. I don't know why. Action Andretti just screams fucking heel to me. He's just got that kind of look. I think he's perfect where he is now.
Face.
Yeah, he actually has.
Not in a bad way. He's got a great.
No, it's deliberate, but
face. Some people's face you just want to punch, and that's the perfect heel.
Yeah,
and he probably wanted to punch me.
Suggesting it, but I'd put him with Jericho, the guy you beat to get famous.
I wouldn't be against that.
I think they should have done that originally, like because that was the problem. People whinged about the fact that he didn't get put over. He did get put over. He was over as fuck for a week, but then they did fuck all with him after that. Then he just kind of hung around and did nothing. They should have struck straight, while the iron was hot with that, and done something with it. He probably wants to punch me in the face, by the way, because I called him fucking. Dante Martin, didn't I, a few times when I was pissed, and I was like, "Oh man, you're one of my favourites," and he's like, I'm not Dante
Yes.
Martin."
Oh god.
But anyway,
how did you lose any link with AEW? Well, let me tell you about Andy, the saga of Drunk Andy.
Thunder Rosa like does, I mean, so did El Phantasmo and whoever else. But and on the pre-show, before we move off that, what do you guys think about these returns on pre-shows? Because I hate it. I think they should be on the main card. I would have much rather bumped the match down the card onto the pre-show and had Anthony Bowens return on the main card.
The tag match on the pre-show, the return. It was like Jamie Hayter returning.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
what was that? No.
That wrecked my head. That was a complete fuck up. That she should have been on the main card. Yeah. Like I know we all loved it well, even in the stadium, it was half full at the time because people were just coming in when the pre-show was on. So I think Tony, I know you're watching pre-shows. No, not returns. Fucking main card.
The thing is, this would have suited the main card. This would have broken it up quite nicely because it was quite an intense wrestling show. It could have done with a bit of it's not like hard as such with Bowen's return. Well, Max Caster was brilliant. Bowen's return is a nice pop. It's not like you had. Well, I suppose you had the Bucks returning, I suppose. But again, earlier on in the card, break it up after one of the early bangers, and then you're set. That's my opinion, anyway.
I agree. You could have put it in between the the three-way for the just to give people I always go back to this as the perfect example, but Big Show against was it QT Marshall?
Yeah, it was QT. Is this 2021?
That was the perfect nothing spot just to give everyone and Bowens and Caster would have been great for that because calm everyone down. Bowens comes out, everyone gets back up again and straight into another match. Felt like it was wasted, but it is what it is,
Yeah. Well, we're all agreeing on this. Do you want to dive into the main card and see if we can start a fight? Are we starting with the main event to get it out of the way, or are we leaving that till the end?
I don't know. It's whatever you want. We can go straight into the main event.
Brett, you were there. Come on, you make the choice.
I say let's finish with the banger with the most controversial bit at the end.
Okay.
But like I said, we'll go on the card order by order, and we'll just depending on the severity or the importance of the match, that's how long we'll stay on it.
Okay. Right, opening match then. Banger. Great match. Kevin Knight showed up big time. It was just 13, 14 minutes of good shit. Loved it. Loved every second of it. It's exactly what you wanted from the match. It's exactly what you expected of the match. And it just, it nailed it. 4.25 stars, 4.5 stars. Great way to start the show off. I didn't have any arguments with this one.
My only problem with that match, like technically, it was fucking brilliant, but I just didn't care. And it was just such a heatless match. But that, two guys who were kind of, getting on with each other. You knew Will Ospreay was going to win. It didn't have that kind of emotional hook for me. It like as a showcase, it was fucking brilliant. I equated it when I was speaking to you guys before up to a friendly match in footy. It just felt like a friendly where it's like, it's great, see some great stuff, but I don't really care because
it was originally meant to be Jay White, wasn't it? That's why there was no build, no heat.
Yeah, which Kevin Knight's unreal.
Oh God, yeah. I think the idea is it was a showcase for Kevin Knight.
Yeah, but it was great for that. Like, and he is ridiculously good. He's how the fuck they think he needs to learn the ropes. We did mention this before, but like some people who learn the ropes in that place don't actually learn the ropes, as we've seen today. But if he needs to learn to run the fucking ropes, sorry, I don't know what the fuck people have been watching because he's unreal. He's ridiculous. He does things he's Matrix. He's like the fucking Matrix the way he fucking moves. It's insane.
One thing you said there quickly. Obviously Kevin Knight, we assuming is a direct replacement for Jay White. A lot of people think that Ospreay's going to win the world title, win this tournament. Jay White would have beaten Ospreay here, I think.
I think so.
Yeah, I do.
White Hangman would have been the final.
Yeah, I do.
Nope. Disagree. I think Ospreay goes to the final.
I
That's
don't
always
know.
the plan.
I think now,
Yeah.
but I don't think it was the plan because, like, I do think Jay White was good because they made a big thing about Jay White having all these wins over Ospreay.
Ospreay's got something out. I don't know what it is. They've got something in plan, in my opinion, for Ospreay for All In. I don't know what it is yet, but I don't think. Again, I'm going to stick with this because I'm going to stick with it. But anyway, we'll get into this more later on. But I think that Jay White would have won this. Who do they face in the semis? Who does Ospreay face?
Ospreay faces the winner of Takeshita and Brody King.
For fuck's sake! See, I'm not even convinced that's fucking there. Like, I do think it's probably going to be Ospreay, but fuck, I wouldn't put money on Ospreay.
I said from the
beating
beginning
Takeshita.
it was going to be Ospreay and Hangman in the final. So that's what I'm
Jay White
sticking
wasn't
with.
going to be in it because that's the match. As soon as I saw that graphic, I thought, yeah, that's your final. But then again, like the issue is then the crowd are going to be split. You want whoever wins Owen to get that moment because they're getting the title match. This is like the Royal Rumble essentially. This is the winner of the Royal Rumble. You want that big moment. You get that with Hangman. I mean, Hangman Takeshita's. We've never seen that, have we? That'll be something.
No, but that's the thing. Like, that's why I'm saying I wouldn't put money on it because, like, they're gonna in the final. You're gonna want a good and a bad guy, and fuck that. I don't know. I don't like when the crowd's split like that.
The only thing is, if it's Takeshita to be Hangman in the final, it's so obvious who's winning.
Yeah,
if it's Hangman Ospreay, like even though I think it's Hangman quite strongly, I wouldn't put money on it then.
It's like Andy, like I know.
Yeah. Go on, Brett.
No, go ahead, Lucy.
No, go on. I forgot what I was going to say already. Go on.
No, I was just saying, like Andy, like we know you hate the face versus face, but like Mark just said, like if it's Hangman Takeshita, yeah, like we love Takeshita, but it ain't gonna be him facing Mox at All In. But if you have Ospreay versus Hangman, it's a legitimate toss up right there. And
I agree.
You don't like face versus, but we also don't like, a lot of fans don't like obvious predictability.
Face versus face is great in that situation. It is, like, I'll give you that because
it makes sense. It makes sense in a tournament. It's okay, in my opinion, in a tournament setting because the tournament is more about the result and if it's the right winner in the end. So I don't mind face versus face in a tournament setting, and we'll see where it goes. But before we have that, we have to find out who the wild card is, who Hangman is gonna face. I mean,
we find that out tonight. It's Wednesday, by the way. Is it tonight or is it? Is that next week?
I don't think
tonight.
It's going to be next week. It's going to be for the.
Yeah, I don't think they didn't advertise the Hangman match or who the wild card was going to be
next week.
Wait, let's annoy Andy. When's Darby climbing Everest? Will he be back in time to be the wild card?
Well, no, actually, I think next week, the 15th feast starts.
See, it's all falling into place, Mark and Andy.
Oh, God.
It's not. It's we already discussed who the wild card is about fucking 6 months ago. It's David Arquette. He's going to rub it in Bishop's nose. Arquette's going to walk down with his title.
Oh, God.
Former WCW champion. It's all part of the plan. Jack Perry's going to help him beat Hangman.
Well, no, if it doesn't, we'll be sad.
You know what's crazy?
I'll be sad whenever David Arquette doesn't turn up.
The episode next week with Dynamite surpassing Nitro, it's actually on the table. I can't. Can you 100% rule it out?
I tweeted RJ City and I said, mate, have a word with your fucking bestie and get him on that show because he has to be. It's perfect. David Arquette on that episode that beats Nitro with the belt, and we have a triple cage match.
Have David Arquette ringing Bischoff for a mortgage quote, and I swear to God, I will buy every piece of merch AEW put out for the next 10 years.
Yeah, and wearing a scream mask.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like it's going to be Jack Perry, but I will be very worried if it's Jack Perry that he's going to beat Hangman.
Yeah, that's my only concern, but I don't know.
The thing is, but then it's a foregone conclusion that Ospreay's winning the tournament. Then you have to have Hangman v Ospreay be the final. You actually have to, otherwise it's like it'll be, regardless, it's gonna be a great match. I love great matches that have kind of foregons on Dynamite. I don't want them on pay-per-view. And like as good as the matches will be, like Perry ain't facing John Moxley. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't know, and it feels that it's a really redundant thing to bring back Perry and then have him lose immediately. It doesn't do anything for him.
I think you're right. If it's Perry, it's kind of spoiling everything because it has to be Ospreay at that point.
Yeah, I wanted to be Jack Perry just because I want Jack back. But I mean, it's been forever because I know because I've counted. It has been forever since we've had Jack Perry on TV. But yeah, all right, I'll give you that. It shouldn't.
Who would be the left field choice
right away?
Let's say it's not Perry. It's not Perry. Who would you have it be?
It's a tough one.
Darby, come at me.
He's not here.
Well, he's not here, but he would be here were he the wild card. He would have to arrive.
I've already done you know, I'm good with my investigations. I did this previously with David Arquette. Okay. So I actually have been investigating this today. So I'll quickly just go over what I found. There's a lot of evidence out there. So essentially, I've been looking into it, and there is a lot of evidence that does suggest it could be Darby. I can see why people are so convinced now that it's obviously Darby. Like Exhibit A, Bryan Alvarez said at some point last year, I think they want to put that. I think they want to put the title. No, I think they want to put the title on Darby, possibly a Wrestle Dream. So that is such a fucking strong piece of evidence. That is almost the smoking gun, but not quite.
He's what, a 17% accuracy over the last 2-3 years? Or was that being generous?
That is better than mine.
Well, I think what happened was people love the way pivots. They did fucking pivot back then to fucking Moxley. He was supposed to win the title. He didn't. That's it. So that is one piece of hard evidence that suggests it's nailed on. I don't know why.
Stop making up arguments I'm not making.
No, it is. It is an Exhibit B, right? The show wants, right? Oh, this is the fucking one. This is the smoke. This is it. This proves beyond a shadow of doubt. It's 100% Darby. Once the show ended with Darby.
Okay. Well, if Andy's finished making shit up to hurt his own feelings,
but it is. But
I will tell you why.
It also ended. It also ended with Orange Cassidy and Hook. And if it's Hook who's going to save the fucking world, I'm sorry. I need someone fucking Tony Khan.
Can I throw out a left field guess for the wild card? And it kind of plays in the storyline a bit. What about Christian Cage? And hear me out. Christian Cage, because you see what's happening right now with Nick Wayne leaving, kind of joining up with Leo Rush and Andretti, that he's kind of, going off on his own because he's remember a few weeks ago he was disappointed with Christian Cage because he didn't win the title at Revolution. You're not keeping your word. And remember, Christian was like, I'm gonna become the new AEW champion. So what if this is his way to try to get back into it? And he's the wild card. But of course, Hangman beats him. He loses again, and it furthers that rift within the patriarchy. We already saw step one. We'll talk about it later on. We know what I'm talking about, of the eventual return of a very popular tag team. We saw step one take place. Now we need the other half to start taking place right in front of our eyes. It's kind of a little bit a few weeks ago with Christian and the patriarchy, kind of a little rift right there. If Christian were to enter as the wild card and lose.
He's a wild card though. Why would they make him a wild card and not just put him in it?
It's not Christian.
I didn't know that he was losing Nick Wayne until recently, when the wild card, was maybe too late to declare.
I guarantee it's not Christian. I know exactly who it is, but I'll let Lucy tell us why it's Darby first, and then
I'll go on. I'm going to tell you later why Darby should win. Should be the one to dethrone Mox.
Do you want to know who it is?
Who is it?
Double J.
Mate, I've got it in front of me right now. I was looking through his matches, seeing when he fought. When he fought Adam Page on September the 25th last year. I agree, it's Jeff Jarrett.
The storyline wise, the last time he fucking brutalized Jeff Jarrett. And now with this time he goes into it with a slightly different kind of, bit more of a respectful match with Jeff Jarrett. It would be great storyline, but it's an extra step in Hangman's progression.
Mate, I'm 100%. I'm with you. I'm with you all day on that. And wouldn't it be fitting if that match is next week on the episode where they surpass WCW?
Former WCW champion, Double J.
WCW world champion.
Get him in black and white. Nuts. Get him in NWO black and white attire coming out. And
with a silver guitar.
If you can't get the haircut like you had on Nitro, that kind of frost top whatever. But
and at some point, Ricochet has to come out just so Jeff Jarrett can say, "Listen up, slap nuts," and then whack him over the fucking head.
Mate, I'm with you all day. I'm with you all day and all night. It's Double J.
I'd love it. I just because I do think that would further Hangman's slow return to sanity.
Jeff Jarrett didn't have a match on the last Nitro. Was he at the show though? Do we know?
More than
Actually,
likely.
I think Vince had fired him already, hadn't he?
I think he walked
gotta look
at
that
that point, so I'm not sure.
His last match on the 3rd from last Nitro.
But regardless, you don't want Flair there. Sting's got to turn up. And yeah, Jeff Jarrett. Let's get whatever.
Yeah, whoever it is has to lose. I've seen people saying, it'll be a debut.
Whoever it is has to lose.
That's why I don't think it's going to be Josh Alexander, and that's why I think Jack, like the way you guys just described it there, Jack Perry makes no sense because it'd be such a waste. Josh Alexander, well, you're not going to bring him in to lose. I can't think of anyone else who's returning.
Unless it's Jack Perry, who is now not allied with the Bucks.
I think people
for some reason, and they screw him over. They think they're helping Hangman.
I think people would find it hard to go with that. To be honest, though, there's probably a way they could do it, but
they'll think of something. It's not my job to think of.
I mean, look,
why it makes sense. I just tell them what I want, and they make it happen.
At the end of the day,
wrestling works.
I'm big on it being Double J. It's the Nitro episode. He's got such good history with Hangman. They didn't feel that there was still a chapter to close there. It's another part of Hangman's redemption arc. I'm big on it being Jarrett. I'm big on it. He batters Jarrett or beats him, picks him up, shakes his hand. Then it's another positive. I'm all over that. I think it makes perfect sense, and it will make a lot of dickheads cry as well. I like it when dickheads cry.
Yeah.
Okay. I want Jarrett. You've got
Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett all day.
And then afterwards, when Hangman wins, I want Jarrett to embrace in the middle of the ring, Jarrett to get a mic and congratulate Hangman, and then say, "I still want my world title run," just to piss everyone off a little bit more, because then they'll be like, "Oh, what'd you booking Jarrett in a title run for? What's going on?"
Because he said it means it's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. There's no way he's ever winning the world title.
No, of course not. But because he wants to chase it, he's a wrestler.
Yeah, exactly. He should do.
But real quick, if Hangman wins, that means a second round matchup. We get Hangman and Kyle Fletcher.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh, yes, please.
Ospreay Takeshita and Hangman Fletcher on free TV. That's 2 weeks in a row main event sorted.
And then there's gonna be people bitching and moaning that they're not gonna pay $50 to watch it. Fucking nuts.
And I will explain why I would like that a little bit later as we get into it. But yes. Kyle Fletcher's fucking brilliant, isn't he?
We slightly regress. Shall we get back onto the Dynasty?
Yeah, we've been here for a million years and we've done one match.
We've done one. I mean, some of the matches we can probably get through in rapid pace. Yeah. So the Hurt Syndicate retain the tag titles. On to the next one. Mercedes Julia Hart.
We have to comment on one thing because it probably clouds tonight. MJF,
yeah, come on.
Bobby Lashley looking a little bit pissed off. Are the Hurt Syndicate Are they going face, or are they staying tweeners, or are they going heel? Because MJS clearly, it feels to me like MJS going to be at odds with them very soon, probably with his own group.
Andy, when we messaged earlier, when we were discussing the Darby Allin stuff, and I decided I'm just going to wind that cesspool Twitter up. I did touch on that. I think that as long as the MVP Swerve stuff is to do with AEW and not to do with the Booker T stuff, because I'm not going near that, but as long as that is storyline related and it's basically Swerve saying, I need some fucking help now, then I think this leads to MJF and Swerve at All In, because it will be they've never had a match. It will be fucking good. Yes. And it gives them something big to do on the biggest stage. So that's where I'm hoping this goes. MJF's trying to get with them. Swerve is just a far more relevant commodity to them. He makes more sense than MJF. He's far more reliable. And that's why I'm hoping that's the direction we go with this.
Absolutely. And we've all seen how well MJF handles rejection. You heard that boy's feelings. Oh my God, he is worse than any crazy ex-girlfriend. Like, that hell hath no goddamn fury, like MJF scorned. If they reject him and go for someone else, whoever they pick, in this case Swerve, MJF is going to be gunning for.
Who would even be? It might end up being Moxley Swerve with a stipulation match for Double or Nothing, and that's where MJF costs him. I mean, the world will blow up then, but I don't know what else Mox is going to do. Unless he's involved in an Anarchy in the Arena, I don't see what else Mox does apart from fight Swerve in a rematch with a stipulation at Double or Nothing.
It'd be interesting to see who does get the next title shot, whether someone gets one before All In now, because they're going to have to, surely. He's not going to just dosh around.
Is it off the table?
Swerve's fighting Pac tonight, so that's carrying on. There's, what's the date now? So we've got we've got 6 weeks, I think, until Double or Nothing.
7.
It feels, I don't see 7 weeks. It doesn't feel like, it just seems a bit pointless to bring someone else in now who we know is going to lose before we're all in.
Is it the end of the world if we don't have a singles match for the men's world title?
No,
I think they're heading towards Anarchy or Blood and Guts
I'd rather...
or Stampede. Something team related.
I think the Death Riders are losing the trios to the Ops at Double or Nothing.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen.
Then they can't be on Mox's team for whatever it is. They could lose it to the Ops at this special 3-hour collision that they're doing.
Oh shit, that's a good one. Yeah, there's a it's four. Is it 4
3 hours?
So no, it's a 4-hour block. I think it's going to be a 2-hour Dynamite. Then they're doing Collision right after. If I read that correctly.
But yeah, I think when Zarian reported, he was saying that they're essentially treating it like a big fucking event, like a pay-per-view, essentially a free pay-per-view.
That
they believe it's going to be huge.
Okay, we'll do it there.
Yeah, that's fair. You need something to happen then.
Yeah. No, I
like
agree with Lucy.
They shouldn't work. They should be atrocious, but I'm enjoying them.
No,
I enjoy Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
Where would you keep Samoa Joe on my screen?
Big fan of Joe. Big fan of Shibata.
I'm a big fan of Hook, so
yeah. I like where Hook is now. I like where Hook is now with Joe and Shibata. You know what it is?
Yeah.
I don't look at them as his father figures. I look at them like, with me, like I have like 2 cool older uncles. You know, I don't look at them as like parental figures. I look at them like as older brothers in a sense. Like that's what I look at with Hook and Joe and Shibata in a sense. Like, so I like the place where Hook is at right now. That's what kind of gives me hope for Hook in the future. Like he's in a good place with Joe and Shibata. You know, hopefully he'll be a sponge. He can learn. He could get a little better going forward. I still hold out hope for him, but I agree with Lucy what you said. Like, it's not off the table that we don't get a world title match at Double or Nothing. You know, maybe stay away from that. Do the Anarchy in the Arena match next month or whatever. Maybe main event with something else. You can main
Tony
event
Storm,
with the Owen. With the Owen
no.
final.
There is another world title that could main event. If the men don't, then you cannot bump Tony down the card again.
It depends where they go now, because who's realistically going to challenge? Because Hater's in the Owen, so she's not going to challenge her. Stats in the Owen.
Marina Shafir.
Yeah, she could do, but I think she's tied up with Willow, isn't she? I just don't. It's another problem. And I whinge about this all the time, of the lack of time women are given, because you can't build up the next challenges if you're not giving them more than 1 match a week. You can't, and it's this is why Mariah's reign suffered, because there wasn't credible challenges, because they're not building up that next kind of tier below. And this Tony's at this stage now, because who's realistically next outside of the Owen? There's no one.
Okay, Mina.
Mina would be great, actually. If Mina comes in and goes at Tony, that's one you could. That is one you could go straight into. Because there's obviously the history, and maybe you could have Mariah return, although I still think they'll hold that out till All In.
Yeah.
Well, very quickly, we think we're going to get Anarchy in the Arena, right? Do you think we'll get Anarchy Arena and a Stadium Stampede?
No, I think it's one or the other. I don't think they do two. It's going to be then again. You don't know with Tony, because he likes to get as many guys on the cards as he can for him, doesn't he? You know, he doesn't like to leave people off.
There's that as well, yeah. Maybe Blood.
I'd love to see a Blood and Guts on the pay-per-view. I think that would. Yeah. I think it would suit a pay-per-view so fucking well.
The double ring.
I think that suits Double or Nothing more than it suits the Arena. Like, because again, Stadium Stampede, they don't do many stadiums. But then if we didn't have one, I suppose, at Wembley this year, because to be fair, the first one we were all there for All In 2023, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I did not enjoy watching Stadium Stampede in a stadium.
I said this to you.
What the fuck was going on?
Yeah. I'm looking at a tiny screen and I'm like, where the fuck are they? Oh, they're over there. And you can all you can see is crowds moving towards it. It's really hard when you're in the arena. I feel
TV,
like it's great.
Wembley was like too big of an arena to do it, so you can't cover more space. I will say it's in the it's in Globe Life this year. Like baseball stadium is a little smaller, so it's more compact, condensed area. So I think there's less space, more stuff you can do.
There's also the issue that they're going to be only at 30% of the stadium realistically taken. If they get to 25,000-30,000, which is an amazing achievement, and probably what they'll end up being between 25 and 30,000, I'd imagine. But that's still going to leave, like, I don't know, because you know what the camera angles are like. They don't like to show tarped off stuff and everything. So it might be a bit of a production nightmare to do it. If I'm being honest, I'd rather have. I don't know. I want them both because I still feel the Stadium Stampede. I still feel that could be Death Riders and the Young Bucks teaming up against Team AEW. Then I can see that being a Stadium Stampede. But then that could be a double or nothing. Who knows?
If it's Anarchy, then they can do the thing with the music, which I absolutely love when they keep the music
amazing.
playing.
Good, yeah,
that was so good.
Yeah.
I think it's just
especially if you've got have Elevated, or it depends who's in it.
The final count, that moment is one of my favourite moments from
so
last year. As the music's kicking off, it's focusing on Bryan Daniels.
A load of grown men fighting over the auxiliary port, basically. It was amazing.
Then Matt
then
was just like, cut the music, we're on a budget here.
Match 3.
They should have made that a thing. They interfere to stop Bryan winning every single week so they don't have to pay twice for the music.
I think that'd be a good fucking storyline. That people would win to like, I'd be fully invested in that.
All right, fine, Tony Khan, yeah, call me.
Before we move on from this, just a quick one each. Who do you think, if MJF had 3 people or 2 people to his theorized group, who do you think it's going to be?
STR. No.
That's a good.
Yeah.
That's a good. Would you go Wardlow again?
No.
If he's fit, or would you keep him as far away as possible?
Wardlow's too smart for that.
What I mean, if he's, I wouldn't be against it because I didn't like the way the Pinnacle ended because it started so well. There were so many good moments and they petered out, and it was basically a backstage. Are we together anymore? I didn't really like it. I would rather. I'm not against Wardlow coming back. There were times I really liked Wardlow. I thought there were times with his facial expressions before he left MJF were fucking brilliant. He was pretty deadpan. There were times I thought this guy is going to be a star, and then when he had the opportunity, it didn't happen. Like I'm not blaming anyone for that. It just didn't happen. It didn't resonate with fans. Booking himself, opponents, I don't know, a combination of everything.
And there was the whole thing with MJF.
One chance.
MJF like no showing and is he staying, is he turning up? That overshadowed it a lot.
That's true, yeah, that's true. That's very true, yeah. So
people like
give another go.
Alexander Hammerstone, Richard Holiday, people who were in the Dynasty faction with MJF, but that's bringing more people in.
Yeah, I'm just thinking whether
they need a big guy.
Is there any other big guy they could use?
Or is he going face?
I don't know. I'd like to see him as face, but I think he would suit that group perfectly. To be honest,
Big Bill and FTR is a pretty good stable.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
It's a pretty good stable. They can be proper shit houses, arrogant shit houses. They can all play arrogant roles really well there. I'm definitely not against that.
I can already see MJF looking like a smug little cunt while Big Bill's just behind him, looking over, looking down on whoever he's.
You would, wouldn't you?
That would be good. That would be fucking great.
Big Bill will be with a competent worker now. I mean, we're not arguing that MJF would be an upgrade over Enzo, right? Right.
I thought you were referring to the other fella, to be honest. The fucking
Jericho there.
No. I'm talking about the first little fella that.
Oh God, yeah. Enzo's not even in the same spot as MJF. Jesus.
Fucking idiot.
Enzo's terrible. There's nothing redeemable like that.
You should mention him in the same sentence as MJF.
He's great then as well.
That's what I'm saying. Like Big Bill has an upgrade now in a better.
Kermit the fucking Frog would have been an upgrade.
I think Ellsworth. No, I don't want to mention him.
I thought you were about Starks, but Enzo's gone fucking full brain dead, hasn't he? Because he was on the cruise and he's like kind of pally with everyone. And you thought, maybe he's angling for a little bit of appearance. And a week later, he's gone full on anti fucking AEW, licking the Fed's balls. Like, so I don't know what's going on there.
And he was in a Tom McDonald music video.
Yeah,
if you don't know
him, Lacey Evans. Some other Tim Pot fucker that I don't know.
Yeah.
And some US
cancel video.
And AEW
blog. So embarrassing, man. Like I saw someone who's got a reputation for good tweets. Someone who said look at I'm really bad at my job. I got sacked. You can't cancel me. Yeah, well, you kind of you're not relevant enough to be cancelled. You're nothing. You're nobodies. You're so fucking irrelevant. I
talk shit all the time. I've never been cancelled. And there's a reason for that. Because nobody gives a fuck.
No one gives a fuck. No one gives a fuck about Enzo
It was
Amore.
awful. I cringed so fucking hard at that. If I was going to turn inside out, it was hard to watch. Right, we've done 2 matches now.
I don't even know why we're talking about that cunt. What's next? What's the next match?
Go on. Come
on. Next match, again, what I thought was actually not a bad match. I thought it was like, no offense to anyone, I thought it was one of the hardest carry jobs I've seen. Mercedes beating Judy 13 minutes. I think Judy had picked up a knock early on, but I thought Mercedes carried this match like such a pro. I thought I honestly, like, you know, I'm going to wax lyrical about her all day. I think she's the GOAT. I love her. She's incredible. Yeah. I thought her carry job here for the last 8-9 minutes of this match was perfect. She made the match more than watchable. She made it a solid, decent match. Not a pay-per-view match, granted, but she made it a decent match all on her own. Her selling, her moving around, her doing 90% of the work. She was on fire here. She, again, just another what do you call it? Another, what's the word I'm looking for? Another string to her bow.
I cannot disagree with any of that.
Yeah. I'll die on the hill that Mercedes is one of the most overhated wrestlers in the world.
Yes.
Oh, she is, yeah.
At the end of the day, loads of these fuckers are overhated. Aren't they? I mean, like, I was reading about this today. Like, if you go and, like, when people winch about Mox, you go and speak to someone who's not on the fucking internet, and they watch for these people. They're just sat at home having a time of their life, having an enjoyable TV watching session, watching Mox, watching Mercedes. They know the hate is fucking stupid for all these people, but Mercedes 100% gets way more than anyone else for no fucking reason. There's no reason.
There's 2 reasons. There are 2 very obvious reasons.
There's no
colour and her sex.
There's no real reason. I mean, like, you know,
there's no decent reason.
Fucking saying decent
about, like,
people.
People love Mox and stuff. It's the same in WWE. If you ask any kid coming out of the arena who's your favourite wrestler, they'll shout yeet at you.
I know.
They're having a great time. And hey, if it works, it works.
No, of course.
think Jey Uso is overhated as well, but that's for a different podcast.
It's not for me, but I don't hate him. It just does nothing for me, and that's how it should be.
Listen. I have my wrestlers I'm not the biggest fans of, but I don't hate any wrestler because not every wrestler is for.
He's a cunt.
Who's that?
Yeah, Hulk Hogan doesn't count. He doesn't hate any wrestlers.
Active.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we very quickly go back to what we were saying about overhated wrestlers and how everything. So I've got a group chat with 2 of my proper best mates, and they're both. But one has always been a wrestling fan. The other's just got into AEW and he's obsessed with it. It's fucking great. And they both listen to this podcast, so they're going to know I'm referencing them anyway. And when they finish watching, this is how normal people react. When he finished watching Dynasty, one of them, he's just finished Dynasty. Fuck. Basically, Swerve didn't win. And then within seconds, we're just talking about who's going to be in the Anarchy in the arena. You just move on to it. You're like, oh shit, that happened. Like, the good guy lost. The guy wanted to win didn't win. But instead of having a tantrum about it and then writing theses on it and then going online and trying to get all your clicks and likes and disagreeing with everything and being filled of hate, you think, okay, well, move on. Like, it's just being back on Twitter for 2 weeks. It's been a fascinating experience for me because, like, just the way people reacted after that, like, it was fucking embarrassing. The over-hating is insane. And then you go back on the Blue Sky and it's just normal people speaking at a normal tone, being normal about it. So yeah, the over-hating thing is just such a Twitter thing. Such bullshit. And Mercedes is the one that gets it again, as we said, more than anyone.
It's funny you say that, actually, because I was talking to a mate who doesn't go online or anything about it. And he said to me after, he said, hopefully in the next few weeks we get more Jarrett and... more Jarrett, and we get Christian and Cope on TV more. And if you listen to these cunts on Twitter, they don't want Cope anywhere near anything, even though he is a draw. Like, I'm not his biggest fan, and they fucking hate Jarrett with a passion. So it just shows that they're completely out of touch. These fucking self-important, entitled fuckers on Twitter who feel like they actually run the show, and Tony needs to listen to everything. Like, there's some cunt there today I've seen before, just literally 10 minutes before we start, and he's whinging because they announced a Jericho segment, and he's like, oh, I don't even think I'm going to watch anymore. This is a disgrace. Fuck off.
Don't fucking
You're going to fucking watch. You're going to watch for a fucking 3-minute segment that actually could be good because it's likely to play into, a big bill fucking split.
Knock your telly off, go out. Actually, do you know what? Yeah. I have a message for all the whining, bitching, screaming, tantruming, pathetic fucking losers out there that think wrestling is the end of the world, and if they don't get what they want, then the sky is fucking falling. Don't go outside. There's nothing for you out there. There's normal people out there. Stay inside. Have a wank and a biscuit, whatever makes you feel better, and get the fuck off Twitter.
At the same time.
If it works for you, it works for you.
Biscuit wank. So obviously everyone cried like fucking everyone just lost their shit after Sunday, obviously. Twitter lost this shit anyway. They like looking at the ticket sales tonight. Like they're up quite a lot. The upper tier sold out a fair bit, and they don't really open the upper tier that much. So it's a Twitter problem. Most things are a Twitter problem, and a Twitter problem is not a real life problem. Most people that like can go on Twitter and do these kind of things, like they should not be taken seriously. Like if you're spending your time like on there and if you look at what you write yourself and more is negative than positive, then address your fucking issues, because this is a TV show that is getting you down. Like, move on from it then. It's really not healthy. It's a fucking TV show. This isn't your proper sports team. This isn't your family. This is a fucking fictional TV show that you're spending more time hating on than liking. That's not fucking normal.
So, like, I'm just going to read out a few tweets here. So you mean these are not normal, right? So AEW, these are all from like, immediately after. AEW is a dead promotion. Fuck TK Moore. There's not a good promotion for him. AEW is dead and WWE is run by the clan. So TK makes you feel like shit.
Jesus,
it absolutely
Christ.
will. This promotion is dead. Yes, CML smokes them as well, but American wrestling sucks. They're a dead company as of right now. Fuck TK. It's insane how much contempt AEW has for their fans. I fucking hate TK. It's clear it's only hated the audience, and if that's not clear to you now, you'll never get it. That was clear when he didn't sign Maki Ito. Honestly, it's fucking insane.
No, that's not a real tweet. That's not a real tweet.
No, it is, honestly. Jericho gets more TV time in a week than the women do in a month. Not quite.
No, but that is... If you're going to complain legitimately...
Carter's never listened to the fans. He's fucking stupid. It's fucking crazy. Do you know what the funny thing is? They were all one with the same person within about an hour after the event.
No.
I need to know who that is. That's fucking amazing.
I already can guess. There's a short list of who that might be. Oh my god. The fact that they were trying to get the hashtag fucking... I'm not even going to say it. If you've seen the hashtag...
It starts with that R word, right?
Scum, that's just disgusting, man.
Fucking weirdos,
It's something that Vince McMahon would know. Yeah.
Yeah, if you shared that hashtag, I want you to know that nobody loves you. And if you love yourself, you're wrong to do so. You are awful. Just fucking awful.
It's just, it's honestly, it's just such a weird sense of entitlement these fuckers have. Like, and they don't watch the show. Sorry, I'm going off a little bit.
Of course they don't.
They don't watch.
And it makes people not want to listen to legitimate criticism.
Yes, and they don't watch.
They
don't watch the shows as fans, though. They watch the shows as like with this bizarre idea that they know more than everyone else, and they have inside knowledge because they listened to a bit of Dave Meltzer, and Sean Ross Sapp might have tweeted something out, so they've joined the dots and they know exactly what it's going to be. And if Tony Khan doesn't do it, it's a fucking disgrace. He needs to die. Blah 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 blah. It's insane. Like, they just watch the show as a person. Watch the show. You are not the fucking storyteller. You are the consumer. You are the fucking person. They're entertaining.
Yeah, Meltzer and Sapp, they just tweet their opinions, what they think. They don't know exactly what's going to happen.
Imagine fucking sending death threats to fucking George R.R. Martin because they wanted something changed in Game of Thrones. Why didn't you pivot from the dragon, George? Pivot from the fucking dragon. Honestly, it's fucking crazy. And pivot. Honestly, pivot makes me want to talk that. It's like, you're fucking Winter Soldier, the Manchurian Candidate. If someone has to ring, it's like Rosebud on the old Columbo episode. Someone rings me up and they go, pivot. I'm likely to fucking kill someone and not know it. It's
you know what you just spoiled? You just spoiled my gift for you when I come out to England in August. I'm gonna get you a large shirt that just says pivot right here.
You've got to get Ross Geller on it as well. You've got to get
with the sofa. God.
I'm gonna get everyone pivot shirts. That's it. That's my gift from you from America.
Pivoting is fucking banned. No one is to pivot. I don't care.
But the best thing is, though, is like these people are so like entrenched in this idea that they know everything that's going on and they know more than Tony Khan. Why doesn't Tony Khan get rid of the company that he's fucking built? Why doesn't he just fucking step down from his own fucking company? Fuck off, Tony. Sell the company, make them all watch the Fed and see if they come crying back. But like, if a storyline doesn't go the way they think, what they'll do is they go, he pivoted. It was originally going to be. So even if it's not Darby, like we'll get on this, but even if it isn't Darby, they go, it was. He just changed at the last minute. He waited 6 months for Darby and then just changed it last week. It was always Darby. We know. Fuck off! Yeah.
All right, I think it's important that you breathe.
What match are we on now?
Just have a minute.
We've managed to do a good job of pivoting away from every single match we've been covering so far.
As is tradition.
Next up, it was a match that again, the match itself exceeded my expectations. I think this is the role I like seeing Cope in, multi-man matches when he's not in the ring for the entire time, dictating the pace of things. The Trios titles match, Death Riders won. I thought the match was pretty good. I really enjoyed the match. I loved the post-match. It meant things to me. I like seeing Cope get battered. And FTR they're the best heel tag team in the business. Up there with the Bucks. They're a world-class heel tag team. I love them like this. I was over the moon with it. The execution was brilliant. The neck brace. I loved it. They were such pricks. That was them. That was me thinking they belong back with MJF because that was MJF-esque behavior. This was one of my favorite AEW heel turns.
Yes.
In kayfabe, no, fuck you all. I miss my nice, cuddly FTR boys. I was so goddamn mad. However, in real life, God, yeah, it was brilliant. I was pissing myself laughing at the end.
I was so happy.
It was so fucking hilarious, like watching that live. Like I'm thinking they're just gonna leave the ring go the ramp. No, they bring the stretcher out. They fucking Cash puts the neck brace on, and then Dax is giving them chest compressions and everything. And I'm like, these guys are fucking going off right now. But real quick, before we move on, I don't know how it sounded on TV, but Wheeler fucking Yuta. The heat this motherfucker got the entire match, the entire night. I think he was right up there for the rest of the night as getting the most heat, the loudest reaction throughout the night. Obviously, aside from the main event stuff, but he was on, and it was crazy. Wheeler's from Philly. That's his hometown, but they
was a sign like we don't claim him.
It was fuck you, Yuta, the entire match. Listen, it was well-timed tags for Wheeler for Yuta to come in like I love the match structure. Like they knew when to get Yuta in to get the heat on in the match, to get that crowd reaction, to keep the flow going, keep the energy going. Like it was so perfect. And like you said, but can we just talk about the hell that Copeland went through in a minute's time? Like look at everything that he took. He took the concerto. He took first a regular pile driver. Then he took the shatter machine. Then he took the spike powered pile driver on the chair. Like in the span of just only 2 minutes. I'm like, damn, this dude's going through hell right now.
It was so fucking good. Like Cash was because we knew. It's weird, like it was for it to be so effective, even though we knew like that was the most obvious thing. It was the worst kept secret. We knew it was happening. So for it to still be effective was.
I didn't see that shatter machine coming.
That's what I mean. That was the one.
Cash sold it perfectly. Yes, he did that little fake out where he was walking around, but hit him with a scorpion. Over here, bam.
I was like, FTR, you magnificent bastards.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like, considering we knew it was coming, they actually did give me a doubt at one point because when Cash was like, no, and he's walking away and he's checking, I was thinking, fuck, maybe FTR is splitting it. But no, it was perfectly sold. FTR, it just makes me sad that they've spent so long as faces because they're fucking brilliant as heels. I love them as heels.
Well, I do like them as faces, but yeah, I thought, oh my god, are they splitting? If they had split up FTR, the tantrum I would have thrown would have brought shame upon the podcast. It would not have been pretty.
They can never split. They're not allowed to split.
No, I forbid it.
Right, so next one. Probably the second elite match of the night. Tony Storm.
Before we go on to this, a quick one. It's never quick, is it? But how do we think that Christian and Cope get together? What are your theories on this?
I touched on it earlier, like when we were talking about who the wild card would be. Like I said, I'm all for Jeff Jarrett, but if on the outside chance it were to be Christian and he does lose to Hangman, that just plays into the further issue that the patriarchy would have with Christian. Like, Nick Wayne would get on him again. Like, you didn't keep your word again. You said you were going to be the next AEW World Heavyweight title, but you lost again, and that just would further the rift. That's the more immediate, like off the top of my head, like that's the first thing that comes to my mind. I can't really think of anything else right now.
Who starts it?
I would say, like I said, if it's Jeff Jarrett would be a perfect spot for the wild card for the Hangman story for him. Like, for him to keep building up, humanize the Hangman once again. He beats him, he hugs it out, and shake hands and go forward. But like I said, if for whatever reason it's not Double J, you have the Christian Cage angle right there. He loses, and it furthers that rift within the patriarchy right there. You lost again. You had another opportunity. You're failing the family, and Nick Wayne and might just be like, you know what, you know what, Dad, you're not living up to your side of the bargain. I'm
Cats
I'm
in the
about to
cradle
leave.
moment, yeah.
Who makes the first move then? Cope or Christian? Because I know it's a wild one, but
Has to be Christian.
I've always liked the idea though of Cope having the actual shit beaten out of him, and Christian having to be like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, I've got and,
only I get to kill you."
Against my own better judgment, I have to fucking help you. Like, it kind of like it's probably a strange one, but like in the Green Goblin when it was Harry, and he could have killed Spider-Man. Green Goblin was going to kill Spider-Man, and Green Goblin 2, whatever, his son saves him, and he's like, why'd you save me? You're trying to kill me. And he's like, because you're my fucking mate. I would love that to be the Christian kind of thing. I would love him to have the shit beaten out of him save him, and that and then off we go. Whether they've got to be faces after you, or
they got to be faces. If
they turn face and they go after the Bucks, don't they?
Captain Charisma back in action.
Can I just say one thing? Like, when we get the eventual team up again of Cope and Christian, one time I need a 5-second for those with cinematic, with those with photography available. I need a 5-second pose. Remember the pose they used to do before and after matches? Like,
benefit of those of you with flash photography.
With those with available flash photography, they do the 5-second goofy poses. Like, it also brought up the first time when Edge did retire. Remember when Christian won the world title? They did that last 5-second pose. Like, that would be kind of a cool roundabout way. Like, and I don't know, I live for that emotional shit in wrestling, man. That'll be a nice callback.
I would love for them to go against FTR as the. Do you remember when they turned up as a loot? They were like they were pretending to be a lucha tag team, and they had the old deal.
The Conquistadors.
The Conquistadors, that's the one.
Yes.
FTR did that with the Superanas, which was basically an exact copy. I would love, because FTR did that, which was a homage to them, I would love them to turn up and attack, or maybe FTR won't have a match with them, and then the Conquistadors, I'm sure they'll get the name of that or something similar. Yes, Tony.
So,
Tony,
one last thing, then we'll move on to the next thing. We get the match, Cage versus FTR.
Spoiler, they did not move on.
No, I'm saying, just real quick, we get that match between Cope and Cage and FTR. How do the match has to be Cope and Cage in the future versus the Bucks, right?
Yes, it's what we wanted when the Hardys were in AEW, isn't it? We all wanted that. We all wanted the great Hardys Bucks match, and then the Hardys just kind of couldn't go anymore. So
yeah,
Christian and Cage, Christian and Cope. Fuck yes,
they could go. They could still go. They're still fucking phenomenal.
Exactly, that's what I mean. Like one of the greatest tag teams of all time against who I think is the greatest tag team of all time. Fucking yes. Yeah.
Yeah, no argument.
Can't wait.
I'm interested in how they get there because it's not clear. So it's going to be quite interesting how they get to Cope and Christian against FTR and then on to the Bucks over the summer. I think FTR v Cope and Christian can even be double or nothing. That's not impossible. We got 7 weeks. We got 14 shows. That's 28 hours of TV at least between now. So there's enough time, but interesting.
And there's a big chunk, so the big angle could kick off in the Fuck You Eric Bischoff shop.
Yeah. And then
we're calling it, that is the official name. We're calling it the Fuck Bischoff Show.
They have to have a segment where somebody's inquired about a mortgage. They have to. They have to have a segment. Like, I don't care who it is. Maybe they're running into the office and QT's just on the phone going, yeah. How much? What's the interest over it? Oh, sorry.
Just have a match with something on a pole. Put anything on a pole.
Mortgage
put a
on
a pole. I don't care. Just put something on a pole.
Is Judy Bagwell still alive? Can we get?
She doesn't have to be, does she? If you're putting her on a pole.
No, Judy Bagwell's ashes on a pole.
Shit. See, I'm not important enough to get cancelled. It's fine.
Sorry, Buff. You are the stuff. I apologise if your mother is dead. If she's alive, great. I don't apologise because, like, she was on a pole.
If she's alive, Tony can't.
Yeah. I'll probably watch it.
Right.
Should we
We're going to
actually
get on to
move
the
on?
fucking match now.
Let's go.
Tony Storm, Megan Bayne. Brilliant. Loved it.
Yes.
Exceptional. Megan Bayne, Sean. Tony Storm is the most informed wrestler on the planet at the moment, is the whole package, in my opinion. This match,
Yes.
again, I've not seen enough of Megan Bayne to make an opinion of how good her matches are going to be. She's got the star quality. She's got the aura. She's got the look. Could she back it up in a 15-minute match against Tony Storm? Absolutely, she could. This was great. The ending was perfect. It protected Megan Bayne as much as possible. It made sense that Tony Storm retained. Tony Storm should be going into All In to face stat or hater. I'm interested to see what happens with Megan Bayne now because I want to see her on TV still. Don't lose her momentum because of this. Let her run through a few more people.
I think that's the time, and now is the time to do the run where she just goes for everyone because, like you say, she was protected. She took Tony all the way.
The kick out at one from those. God.
Oh, she looked like kind of shocked as well that Tony picked up the win, angry. She wants a rematch. Tough shit, you can't get a rematch. Sorry, back to the bottom of the rankings if they wherever the fuck they are, and you now have to work your way through everybody.
Perfect. And the fact that Tony had to win, am I echoing a lot? The fact that Tony had to win going old school with her small package and rolling up, there was no way she was going to beat Megan Bayne any other way.
That's played into a matches so much, though, hasn't it? Like they just a kind of a wrestling intelligence because she's used there a few times. It's brilliant. A character development, the way she's changed her in-ring style. I know a lot of people prefer her old style, but the way she's changed the style, and this ties. We'll talk about the same thing in the main event, but the way she's changed the style for effect, it's fucking brilliant. She's the best in the world. And she's
best all round in the world.
Yeah, and she's going to lose the title to the other best in the world when Hater wins the own.
But I think at some point they get a rematch with Megan Bayne and put a stipulation in that means Tony can't get a messy win, like a sneaky win. Last woman standing or.
They need to do more stipulation women's matches, don't they? I think because they don't do enough. The men get them every other week. The women's matches, the Hollywood ending, the street fight with Stat and Willow.
The women nail hardcore matches in AEW.
Every time, literally to a T, they absolutely smash it. Every time it's so good. They've got to work out the formula. They've got to work out after the Owen Hart how we're going to keep this division that's so hot with especially the core 8 women really. If you bring in Athena, Mercedes, Statlander, Hayter, Megan Bayne, Tony Storm, Mariah May, Mina when she's joins the roster. I'm not sure I missed anyone else out there. If I did, I apologise. You've got to find a way of keeping them on TV for a good chunk of TV each week because we're going to get it with the Owen. I don't know again, it seems like the lazy way out, the lazy thing to do, but I can't look past tag titles because there's enough.
I was going to say the same.
I can't look past it. No, I don't know what other way we do it.
I've been against it. It's something that I didn't think was a good idea, but to me now it's the only way because there's too many of them not getting TV time.
Megan and Penelope are your perfect first tag team champions. Tony can be in there with Thunder Rosa. When Sky Blue, she's nearly returning. Her and Julia Hart, there's another tag team.
I tell you, there's a great fucking tag team there, and it just worried me a little bit about character, but fucking Mercedes and Harley Cameron. Mercedes is warming
Harley Cameron, they can 100% be in the tournament.
She was 100% warming up to her last week, and she's actually starting to I don't know. I'm going off on one again here. Sorry, but that could be where she's like, "Fuck you, leave me alone." Very much like Lana Austin and Holly Barlow in the UK in terms of I'm not your friend, leave me alone. But then at some point, maybe Harley Cameron's getting the shit beaten out of her and Mercedes like, oh, for fuck's sake, all right, and goes and saves it or whatever. It could be another little change to Mercedes' character because there's definitely something there.
They're going to have to do something like that because otherwise we're going to get Athena Mercedes Hill v Hill. Yeah. Face v face is one thing. Hill v Hill doesn't work. And how do you turn Athena Hill face after what she's done on Ring of Honor for the last 2 years?
And also you got the fact that we're going to get past the Owen, like you say, and we're going to get back to we'll have the main title story, the TBS title story, and then we'll just be kind of rotating women in and out with no actual fucking real, reason. Like turning Stat fucking face that time for no fucking reason, just so they have a credible challenger.
So that's the thing. You look at it and think, like, how are you going to bring this about? Like, when there's not a lot of natural tag teams, it can easily be that it's like, right, we're going to start a tag division here. Put your names down, get yourself on this, and then straight away you got Megan doing it with Penelope. You maybe get Willow and Stat back together. Then Harley goes and writes her and Mercedes down, and she's like, what the fuck are you doing? You've got Athena and Billy.
Until they fall out, that would be perfect. Ty Mello's got to be back soon. You put Tay J back together.
You got Tay J at some point. They're probably going to get back together.
You could do what they did with the men's a couple of years ago, which gave us the greatest tag team of all time in Better Than You, Baby. Just do a blind tag tournament. And to be honest, for Mercedes and Harley Cameron teaming up, that would be fucking gold. Because she would be like, oh, for fuck's sake, fuck you. I don't want to tell you. Leave me alone. Yes, do it.
Well, first off, you're wrong. That wasn't the greatest tag team of all time. It was Magic Meat. It was Daddy Magic and the Butcher. greatest tag team name of all time.
Magic. We got some great tags that time. There was some fucking brilliant ones.
Yeah.
Did we get Big Bill and Brian Cage through that as well?
Yes, we did get that tag team. Yes.
Wasted the time.
Do it again. I love it.
So very quickly, just straight away off the top of my head, we could have off the top of my head. I've written it all down. Mercedes and Harley. Mercedes Harley. On the top of my head, I've sat there frantically going through the roster for the last 5 minutes. Penelope and Megan, Athena, Billy, Tay J, Statlander and Willow, Julia Sky Blue, potentially Serena Deeb and Aminata, Tony Storm and Thunder Rosa, Mariah May and Mina.
I mean, shit.
It's like 8-man tag team straight away there.
And that's like, that's without going deeper as well. There's others you could use as well. I think they have to do it. They have to do it.
It makes sense, and it'll be fun. It's a lazy way of saying we're going to get 4 more women on TV every week. But you know what? Fuck it. As long as the stories are good and we're getting all these people that I want to see on TV, I don't really care how they're there as long as they're on TV. That's the most important thing, that the people I want to see on TV are on TV.
And nothing leads to interpersonal stories like tag teams does.
100%.
Of course.
Exactly.
Yeah. And like, it's as you say, the women have 2 titles. How many titles do the fucking men have now?
76.
Exactly. Just fucking do it. Get the tag titles in and off we go.
Yeah.
You got to start somewhere. Get them on TV, get them TV time first, and let's let it develop, and it will either develop organically or by force. But like I said, it's getting the ladies more time on TV, and like Mark said, that's 8 teams off the top of your head right there. And listen, my favorite tag teams like over the past like decade are like those mix mash tags, like like Daniel Bryan and Kane. I know
fun.
You had Booker T and Goldust back in the day. Here's one even further back. You had Steve Blackman and Al Snow for your older listeners out there.
Who was Head Cheese?
That was Steve Blackman and Al Snow. Yeah, Head Cheese.
That was Head Cheese, yeah, Jesus.
The Rocket Sock Connection. Boom.
Yeah.
The Rocket Sock Connection. Like, dude, when they beat the freaking Big Show and Undertaker for the tag titles, that was like one of the best episodes of Monday Night Raw right there.
Good times.
Yeah, I mean, you had John Cena and Shawn Michaels. So there is money in like these these kind of different personalities of tag teams. Like, listen, I didn't know
create magic.
I didn't know that I needed Mercedes and Harley as a team, but I'm like, holy shit, they work together perfectly. And just real quick, for those of you who say that Mercedes does nothing for women's wrestling, she doesn't help any of the women whatsoever. On Harley Cameron's interview on Talk Is Jericho, Harley revealed that it was Mercedes Moné.
It was fucking brilliant.
Who suggested the Monet puppet to Harley.
It was a great interview.
But she does nothing for women's wrestling.
She said she's seen the puppet and she was like, "Could you do one of them with me?"
Yeah, man.
Like, fuck it. And she said she did loads as well. Like she's been training with Joe. Like as well as that, she had great words for John Cruz. She said he goes out of his fucking way to train with people on his days off and everything. She said he's brilliant.
John Cruz,
an absolute legend of a man.
John Cruz is the single greatest human being on this entire planet. He is fantastic. I adore him. He would never, ever bully someone on the internet.
Lucy, then who's the worst person? Who's the worst person in the world?
Serpentico. Okay, it is the official position of the Groupchat Wrestling Podcast.
No, it's not.
Serpentico is a fucking grass snake.
That's Lucy's opinion alone.
It's all
we don't share that. We don't share that opinion. Listen, and
John
first
Cruz
speaking
is
of tag
a sweetheart and a darling. Serpentico is a demon snake from hell.
I'm a big fan.
I don't co-sign
You should
that.
all have my back.
Mm-mm.
In fact, I would like him officially banned from the podcast right now.
Andy's getting on to ban people.
Andy?
What? What? I need that Jericho clip so I can say you banned, but no. Anyway, should we move on? Because I'm not banning people.
Next one. This was...
Fucking hell, man. He's brilliant.
Next match was...
He picks on me.
The chemistry the next two have is unreal. 4 matches, I think it is now, and they've all been bangers. It was obvious who was going to win this, but it didn't make these 16 minutes any less entertaining. Fletcher beating Mark Briscoe. Again, probably could have been on TV, but as it was a pay-per-view quality match by all ends. It was a 4.5-star match. I loved it. These two have got mad chemistry. I hope at some point they fight with a title on the line. Yeah. Whether it's the International, TNT, whatever the fuck it is, I hope these two have a title match on pay-per-view and Briscoe wins singles gold by beating Fletcher.
I would love that. I think it's crazy how good Carl Fletcher is. It's insane. Look, like, think back 7-8 months ago. Nobody would have predicted he was here. We were all waiting for Mark Davis.
I thought, why are they pushing this guy so much?
Yeah. Until he cut his hair.
When he cut his hair, I'm like, I'm not fucking with this guy anymore. This guy's a baller. As soon as that shitty, and it was crap hair. It was Home and Away 1993. I don't know what was about then, but his hair was like that. He was an early 90s surfer from Australia. No offense, Australians have got pretty bad sense of fashion at the best of times, but let alone in the 90s. I had nothing. I didn't get him at all until he cut his hair. And then I'm like, all right, yeah, this is a superstar.
We were quite high up in the charts.
Powers, man. He shaved that hair. And then guess what? He leveled up over 9,000, okay? The hair, people were trashing him being bald. I'm like, are you kidding me? His aura just went up exponentially. Like, it went through the roof. I mean, and listen, like, the Don Callis fit is perfect with Kyle Fletcher. Like, this is the next up-and-coming superstar right here. He's only 26 years old. You can make the argument he's not even entered his prime yet. And he's already this good. We already knew he's great in the ring, but as a talker, as a character, the heel work and everything. I mean, damn, he's ahead of his time right now. And I don't, it will be sooner rather than later that he has gold around his waist. I mean, that's a topic for another day, but I mean, like you said, we could get Briscoe and Fletcher 100 more times and we're just going to get great matches between them. But yeah, I'm with Mark, like, in the future, like Mark winning gold, whether it's Fletcher or someone else. I mean, that's definitely has to be in the cards in the future.
Where do both of these two go from here? Like, their paths towards Double or Nothing, and especially towards All In, are very, very unclear right now. I don't know what we do with them.
TNT for me, especially after Callis has been calling Adam Cole a geek because of his Witcher outfit, which was fantastic. TNT, let's go.
Yeah, Carl goes after.
I don't know about All In. We're going to build it to All In.
Yeah, I would.
No, I'd do it Double or Nothing.
I'd give Fletcher a win.
Really, one month reign for Cole.
No, I wouldn't have Kyle win. I'd have him mess up, and that's how we get some sort of tension between him and Takeshita.
I'd have him win it because it's 7 weeks, but then I would have Cole kind of wanting a rematch, and then whoever wins.
So this would be an instance like it's okay, like to have a transition champion because it'll be Fletcher, right? I
wouldn't say he's transitional though. I'd say he's still gonna want a rematch. It's not completely done. I would just like to see Fletcher get the title and see Cole chasing him. I want to see that old Cole, the kind of like, the killer. Mean Street Cole. I want to see him chasing the scumbag, So, but it's in Briscoe. I don't know where we go with Briscoe. To be honest, he's kind of he's probably going to be Team AEW, isn't it? Whenever Eddie comes back and Bryan or whatever. Maybe.
Yeah, we've got to have Briscoe and Eddie at some point.
Briscoe, Eddie, Danielson, Darby Allin, because that's where he'll be at All In the Stadium Stampede match, and someone else against the Death Riders and the Young Bucks.
Maybe Cope and Christian. When they're facing the Pinnacle, bring Briscoe in with them because who knows, FTR better than fucking Briscoe. I don't know. It's a tough one because it's such a it's a shit problem. Well, it's a good problem to have because Briscoe should be in the title scene, but then so should 10 other people. So
in the world title scene, do you think?
I would love him in the world title scene.
I would love to see him. He's the one. him or Eddie, I want that moment. The Mick Foley running around the ring moment. That's an Eddie. It's an Eddie moment, but I would love it for Briscoe as well. I feel bad because I do like Darby Allin. I really like him. I don't need to see him have that moment.
Same. I love Darby Allin, but I just don't.
I love him. I think he's done so much for the company. I don't need to see. Like, do you know why? Because like he's so good, but like your world champion needs to be able to talk. I'm sorry, they do.
Did you say that about Riho? Or Jamie Hayter?
Hayter can talk.
She's okay. She's not better than Darby.
At that time,
no hater slander on this podcast.
She's better now, but she's never been a great promo person, but she was a great champion. Same with Riho.
Well, she didn't need to talk in the past, though, did she? Because Britt was doing the talking, and whereas.
And Darby doesn't necessarily need. Well, I think Darby can talk, but that's not how he expresses himself. If you've seen the videos that he does, I mean, he made that Sting one. He presents himself visually.
They're incredible, but we have. I have different plans for Darby, so let's just I will tell you my Darby plans.
Let's table it for another day.
Oh God. We could do an entire episode of us rowing about Darby.
We can easily do that. Let's shift on now to. We've still got 5 matches to get through. This card went on for fucking 10 years.
Okay,
I'm happy to wish through. Then the next one was not like I was entertained more than a lot of people were. I think by this one, Bandito Jericho. Did the end make sense? Maybe not. Did I enjoy it? Yeah, fuck it. It was fun. Bandito wins.
The end was just because it was so fucking obvious because Bandito wasn't losing his mask. It was almost too obvious. That was my banker on the card. So when he won, I was like, what the fuck is going on here? He's not losing his mask. And then, sure, yeah, he wasn't, but it was just to give you a little bit of a, oh, fuck, they haven't. Oh, no, they haven't. Because there was never losing his mask. Well, you cannot take a mask off Bandito. That would just be fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I don't know whether they get a rematch or not for Ring of Honor. Hopefully not.
No, I think they moved Jericho away from Ring of Honor now.
Yeah, it sounds like it seems like the TV deal didn't go however they hoped because he was on Ring of Honor. They've got
whatever they wanted. Whatever. But either way, they're done using Jericho's leverage.
Yeah, he was on TV a lot as well on Ring of Honor TV, which surprised me. And then they've slowly moved that away now over the last few weeks. I
don't know what you do with Jericho now because Big Bill's going to pull away soon. But I don't know where he fits in the foreseeable future now.
I think this is the perfect time. Like I know some people, maybe some of you have said for a while he should take a break. I wasn't really that bothered because I have actually enjoyed a lot of the learning traits. Had ups and downs. Some stuff's been terrible when he was like Mr. Tumble. Some stuff's been fucking great when he was a maniac putting Joe through a wall. But
he had some good moments. Like the moment with Ishii when Ishii was chasing him was gold. There have been again, it's going to be revisionist history then because people don't like him for certain reasons, and that's fine. You know what? I get it. Like there's certain things about him I don't like, but I'm not going to sit here and dismiss the whole thing as being terrible because it's made me laugh at times. I just feel that for me now it's run its course. I just don't know what happens next.
It started
Of all the people in the world, I am not worried about being able to reinvent themselves. Jericho's at the top of that list. He's going to come up with something. I think he goes a bit nuts. Remember when he was like doing the thing with the mask?
I think he should do that, yeah.
But
Jericho will have something.
I think if there was a time, because he's said himself on his podcast, he's coming to the end of his career now. He can see that it's going to come to an end, but he still feels like he has lots of. And to be fair, the IWC will cry about it, but he does, because he does draw numbers. You speak to someone who's not online all the time, and they go, "Oh, fucking Jericho," you know. But like for me now, this would be the perfect time to just take a couple of months and come back with Judas. It's a couple of months away. Come back with Judas and a new. Whether it is him going insane, whether it's him still thinking he's fucking good, even though he's, clearly far from it, whatever. He's mid-card now anyway, so it doesn't really make much difference to anybody.
I think they'll have a casino gauntlet at All In. I think that'll be a thing they do. I would like it to be the women because I think it's a way of getting a lot of women who should be on the card, who otherwise won't be there. But if there is a men's one, that's the perfect time for me. He can disappear for a bit after Big Bill does what he does in the next week or so. Give him 2 months off, then he can come back with Judas, and then he can do whatever he's going to do from then onwards. And then it could be one again. He's going to reinvent himself. Let's see how it works this time. More often than not, it works perfectly. I want it to happen. I don't want him to come back and do something shit. I want him to come back and knock it out of the park and me be entertained because, like, that little bit of the bubbly thing was commercial success for AEW. Like that
dinner debonair was incredible. That he did
exactly, yeah. Like he's done so so much good shit in AEW.
As long as it's not the
I
Painmaker.
haven't enjoyed the last year or so overly. I think it's been more missed than hit. But I'm not going to take away from the fact that the first 3 years of AEW, he probably had more highlights on the whole. Maybe not matches, but he had more promos and more moments than anyone else in the company.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if we're getting Cope and Christian back together and we're losing the regular playing of Cope's music, then I need Judas back to sing.
Yeah.
Because Elevated only takes you so far.
Yeah. I think that would be it would just be a fucking brilliant moment for the fans. Judas kicking in. Everyone would forget about any issues they've had over the last year because it's fucking Judas. But I do think it's now his time to take just a few months off.
Again, he's an ex-WCW guy. The week after next, spring break through the episode. Yes. Write him off then. Let him get obliterated then. Write him off.
He needs to do the fucking man of 1001 holds.
Yeah.
Fucking do that. Have Dean Malenko have a little argument in the ring with him and then be like,
God, I loved it.
Fucking
Dean Malenko on my screen will always get a yes.
That is one of my favourite segments of any wrestling show of all time.
That was ahead of his time as well at that point as well. Well ahead of his time.
You can have a Jericho match and he'll have like a fake entourage. He's walking to the ring. He gets lost to the ring. He can't find the ring.
Ralphus back. We'll have Ralphus.
I don't think we got that power, but he's.
Get Gilbert. Have him in a match with Gilbert.
Can we do a fucking a Ouija board live on just to talk to Ralphus?
He's dead.
He's fucking dead. He's fucking long gone.
He's dead. He's not dead.
Is he? No.
Do I have to Google this off camera?
Weekend of fucking Ralphus.
I'm gonna Google his Ralphus.
While we go on to the next match, then this next match was my biggest disappointment of the night, to be honest. I didn't have high expectations for Bandito Jericho, and it probably just about surpassed them. The tag title match was pretty much as I expected it to be. This match, considering I thought the TV match was good, I didn't enjoy it. Adam Cole, I was happy Adam Cole won the title, don't get me wrong. I didn't think it was a very good match, though.
Yeah, he is dead. Sorry, guys. He's been dead for 5 years. I'm sorry.
Yeah, fucking hell.
September 6th, 2020.
Ralphus, the spirit of Ralphus lives on, obviously.
Gold.
I fucking loved Ralphus. Right, go on. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed the match. I thought it was good. I've just not enjoyed the TNT title, anything to do with it for.
I was starting to. I actually quite like this feud, and I found this to be such an underwhelming blow off match, considering what they done a couple of weeks ago, like the one in mid March. I thought that was a really good match.
The feud for me is it was just the fact that there's no real bad guy in the feud, and it's just left me without.
Yeah.
I've not really just been as emotionally invested in it as I probably would have been if one of them was a scumbag. And it's I've been waiting for a heel turn at some point, and it was great afterwards. Well, I don't from anyone. I was hoping Daniel Garcia would turn heel, to be honest. But after the Daddy Magic stuff, who knows? He might beat the fucking living shit out of him tonight and just go.
Something needs to happen with Daniel Garcia because he's going to be he's going to be stuck in mid card purgatory for a while at the moment.
Hands on him.
Daniel Garcia is one of my top 5 wrestlers in the entire world. He is so up my street. The way he wrestles is absolutely perfect for me. It's exactly what I like in a wrestler. So yeah, I'm biased.
Is it the dance?
As a heel, though, isn't
Is
he?
it the dance?
He's better as a heel. The dance, I don't want to hate the dance. I wouldn't attempt it myself. Yeah,
I'm sitting down.
He's actually had
more from him.
He's had good matches, since I know when he won the title, he was in the C2, but he's had some really good matches. The match with Perry was relatively decent. His match with Okada was really good. Again, I'm reading this off, but I do remember them. The match with Briscoe was a fucking banger.
His match with Fletcher. Fletcher and Garcia.
His match with Bryan. Great. Can we talk about his matches with Bryan Danielson? I will go to my grave saying they should have put him with Bryan.
Oh no! I mean, his more recent matches though, they have been good, but I just haven't cared, and that's been the problem.
The match was really good.
It's not like he's not put good matches on it. I just think his presentation in general and the way the title has been handled has been a bit shit. A lot of that does stem from the fact that he won the title and then just did C2 matches and a few trio matches, and there wasn't as many defenses. Because for me, it's the TV title, and it should be defended more often than any of the other titles.
Yeah, I want the open challenge for it.
I do.
Oh, 100%, it was great.
Like Copeland did, yeah.
Cope nailed it. Cope's one was great with it.
Yeah, did one of you guys suggest the Cole Open? I think that's great.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
It was, if he brings that back, I'll be thrilled.
And he should wear a different video game themed outfit every week because he got a great Halo one. His Witcher one was fucking brilliant. Yeah.
Listen, like I will be the biggest Adam Cole fan
amazing.
if he does like a Mega Man cosplay or something like that. Like I'll be the biggest Mega Man fan of all time. I don't know how you'll pull it off.
Evil Uno should be one of the surprise challenges.
Who?
Evil Uno. They do a podcast together. It'd be fucking great to see the big
AEW
shit.
Games podcast. It's really good.
Kyle O'Reilly?
Evil Uno.
Oh no, but you mean as a challenge, Kyle O'Reilly would be all right, yeah. But no, Evil Uno was always on about, yeah, Kyle O'Reilly. Why not? Because that could sow tension within the group there. Roddy and Cole.
Well, Claudio, the party can be in a shambles. Chugs versus Swift.
Gotta check out Austin Creed's Twitter during that match.
And Tyler Breeze.
Yes.
Bring in Tyler Breeze for just one match. Just let him fight Chugs. Pulls out a reverse Uno card halfway through.
So it was good anyway.
Okay, right.
All right, next.
Oh, it was all right. The next match was...
Did the job.
The next match was match of the night. The next match is realistically one of the matches of the year. What a triple threat. Probably, yes. I think I probably preferred this to Ricochet, Takeshita Ospreay, I think. I love this. This was really, really innovative. 31 minutes, didn't feel like it. It was relentless with the pace. It was so good. Like, the spot when he kicked Ricochet's head off and the selling from that was just... fucking beautiful.
The gift of the sonic rings somebody made.
On the when Ricochet's on the headset, the commentary, yes.
The headset or the karate kick on?
The headset. Oh, the karate kick.
I meant the karate. I love the karate
kick. The crane kick.
Oh, yeah.
Brett, please tell me you were chanting Sweep the Leg.
Oh, absolutely.
We were yelling it at home.
My whole section, we were chanting Sweep the Leg, but like you saw the video I did of like him wearing the headset and Bailey just coming out of nowhere. Like, yeah, I was just focused on Ricochet because I had a feeling what was coming. I was like, wait for it, and then bam, out of nowhere. But listen, first off, no, Andy, I got to speak for Andy and Dan, who's not here, my fellow ball brother. The abuse that Ricochet went through in that match is fucking unacceptable in this country. In this fucking promotion, like. You see this? We are very sensitive up here. Okay.
Why do you think I wear a mask?
Of course, you need an extra layer of fabric because like this right here, this is our weak spot right here. Like, I mean, how many head slaps did this man have? Like, it was the over under was 50. They went well over, and like that's why Ricochet couldn't win. Like he was just dazed and confused, and then he gets an avalanche one-winged angel for the victory. But listen, we were supporting him. That bald is better sign out there. Ricochet, we love you. When we're chanting bald, it's in support of you, my fellow bald king. So don't ever take it as disrespect. We love you. Stay bald forever. That's the sign I'm gonna bring to my next AEW show. Bald forever.
You are preaching to the choir. I'm wearing a brand new
exactly,
bald
man.
is beautiful.
Bald is beautiful. Bald forever. Not like he has a choice, but you know what I mean.
I have a choice.
Bald for all.
Honest. I really do have a choice. Honestly, I could grow loads of hair if I want. I just don't want
your head, or...
Give it up, dude. Give it up.
I just don't want it. It's fine, yeah. I just don't want hair. It's overrated. True story.
It's like, don't get it wrong, like, because I started, my hairline went a little bit in like 2011, 2012. So I'm like, yeah, fuck this. Lobbed it all off till COVID. And then I thought, I'll give it a go about it. I was kind of surprised at how much hair I still had. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to keep growing it. But life was so much easier and cheaper when you've got no hair, man. Easier life.
If I grew my hair, I would look like Terry Nutkins or that racist prick from the Fed. So I will not be growing hair.
I feel
left
left
like
out.
Reggie Bannister, if anyone knows that reference.
I cannot contribute to this. I'm a bald appreciator. I'm bald adjacent.
I would look like Terry Nutkins, Reggie Bannister, or that racist prick selling fucking racist beer. So I don't think I would be growing hair.
Terry Nutkins! I've just got a bit. I've never seen this come before.
If you've done nothing else, you've just made about 50 people Google who that is.
Terry Nutkins is going to be out on Google Trends. Why?
He's going to be above
Rest in peace, Terry.
all these fucking Twitter analysts are going to be like, look at Terry Nutkins. He's a bigger draw than Mox.
Oh, gosh.
Dear.
So anyway, that was a fantastic match. I think we all agree it was amazing. What was the next one?
Perfect.
The next one is the one that I'm just going to sit back, I'm going to drink my whiskey, and I'm going to let you lot go for it. The world title match. John Moxley defeats Swerve Strickland in 31 minutes and 14 seconds. The floor is yours, guys.
I'm going to anger some people first because respect
how about this? I
the
think
goddamn champion. He is my champion. He is your champion for the foreseeable future.
I loved it. It's brilliant.
I said before the show that Mox should and would retain, and I was correct.
I just did not want this nonsensical idea people had.
Oh, I thought you said this so many fucking times.
Hangman, yeah, because I'm fucking...
Swear to God.
I'm basking in this, man, honestly.
I'm
happy.
This idea people had that Hangman was going to swan down, a nice little skip down to save his best mate Swerve.
Morons on Twitter who said that. It was idiots who probably watch NXT and think that's a watchable show. No one who actually has any idea.
He said I know. That means the best mates now. It's like his long lost brother.
Step brothers right there though. When they said John Stamos together, they were best friends. So yeah.
I will say, however, when he was about to hit the buckshot, he absolutely did for a minute at least consider not going for Swerve.
He was going
if
for
he'd been allowed to do it, he might have changed his mind and not gone for Swerve as well.
And then he's seen Mox in the corner of his eye getting up, and he's like, I'm going to take that cunt out first, and then I'm going to do Swerve.
I saw a little hint of him reconsidering going for Swerve. And you can't tell me he didn't.
He's had that forever, but that's just because he's a good man. He's a good man that was sent fucking crazy. And he's basically Paul Casey from Death Wish. He was a very good man that was sent over the edge.
He had one bad day.
Yeah, outside fucking.
That's all it takes.
A couple of bad days, because Swerve didn't just fucking break into his house and threaten his child. He also stalked his pregnant wife and made them move home. It's not just fucking one thing.
People
go, I know. I'm sorry, but if someone fucking did that to me and I went, you fucking deserve this, and they go, I know, I'd be like, you fucking cheeky bat. It means that little thing that you just fucking fobbing it away. Yeah, no. So what? Fuck off. Swerve needs to do a lot of fucking... He needs to do a lot of... Apologise. I think Swerve's the one who needs to be making the moves here. Swerve needs to be like the one going to Hangman and saying, look, I fucking realise now I was a cunt. I went over the top, and Hangman still needs to attempt to fuck off, and then we can have the time.
He won't though. Hangman is going to get competitive. He's like, Swerve, apologise. Swerve, apologise. I'm going to apologise even harder. Fuck that guy. He's not going to do the big
what's going to happen? Swerve is going to do what you said, Andy, and then he's going at all in to help Hangman win the world title, which has been the plan all along.
I think so. I think that's what he's done. That makes far more sense than Hangman helping Swerve, because Swerve is the one that did it. He ruined the good fucking man. He set all this on
house down.
What would Hangman have done though if Swerve didn't do what he did? No, Hangman was one of the fucking nicest people in the world. He was driving around in his fucking lawnmower dealing with his fucking plants. He sent Hangman over the edge.
Man's house down.
It was an empty house. He's got the insurance. What's his problem? He's probably better off.
That's still my screensaver on my phone. That's still my screensaver.
Hangman did things wrong. Okay, he's a bad boy.
With these tariffs, his house is probably down in value. He probably was better off getting the insurance. Hangman did him a favour. Swerve doesn't just owe him an apology, he owes him a thank you as well.
Hangman owes Swerve a house.
Swerve should be the one.
Houses, the mental scars that Swerve caused Hangman and his family are irreparable, Lucy.
Yes.
You can't get over that.
House.
You can't get. I've had my house burgled on a couple of occasions. I've been like robbed at gunpoint, and that's genuinely happened. That shit stays with you. If my house burned down, I'll go and live in another house. The mental scar. No one's
it's his childhood house, though. It was the house he had as a child with his family.
His actual child was in a fucking crib while Nana's looking over like a fucking. Well, I was just saying like a pedo. I didn't want to say it like Nana, but still.
He gave him a free T-shirt.
You know what? Just a little revisionist history. I just remember that segment earlier in the day when Swerve announced that he bought his child at home. I love that the entire IWC, we already knew what was gonna happen. We all knew what was going to follow up, especially when we knew the contract signing that night was main eventing the show. We knew what the fuck, but it's okay. Like we talked about earlier in the show, that we know, even though we know something is gonna happen, it doesn't devalue it as being fucking amazing. And just future, like down the line, like if Hangman does win the title because of Swerve's help, I would love like a cool little segment off camera, off site, where Hangman invites Swerve out to just an empty plot or location, and it's like construction team building a new house, and who's there helping out? It's fucking Hangman Adam Page helping out build a brand new house for Swerve. And that's, what, that would be
Swerve
like, okay.
If Swerve moves into a house built by Hangman, he deserves whatever the fuck happens to him.
Swerve's got the barbecue going, Hangman's
like,
in the
I swear,
that's lawnmower.
That's a hallmark moment right there. Like, you know what? It came full circle. Swerve admitted to his faults, to his wrongdoings, and like you said, Andy, the more sensible story is Swerve helping Hangman to kind of atone for his past sins, like you said. Broke into Hangman's home, looking over the baby, terrorizing his pregnant wife and all that. So you're right. It is Swerve that should be the one to make the more effort to make amends and help Hangman on the end. And like I said, it'll be a cool like hallmark moment where inviting Swerve out to an empty plot, and like I said, construction team building in the same place where his house was burnt down.
Barbie Dream House as part of
the same spot where Swerve's house was burnt down. You build a brand new house, and who's there, like just with the blueprints and everything? It's fucking Hangman right
and
there.
Swerve goes, what's
a beautiful
and
moment,
Hangman
man.
goes,
It would be lovely.
Whose house? Oh, yes. No. Fuck no.
But like, it's right that what we say like about Swerve needing to make the first move, because like, why did Hangman do what he did? Because of Swerve. Because Swerve threatened his family.
Yeah.
Why did Swerve do what he did? Because for selfish reasons, he just wanted that title, and he was going to fuck over anyone who was in his way. So Swerve is the one that needs to be making amends. Like, he's never once shown any remorse. Even his I know was like, yeah, I know. He's never actually shown any real.
It wasn't just I know. He yelled it at him. It was.
But it wasn't like I'm sorry. I was a cunt. It was just like, I know. Yeah.
No, it was more than that, Andy. I've got to say, it was an aggressive acknowledgement.
A little bit more.
Wasn't that much more? I think.
Yeah,
he said it twice.
It definitely hurt him to say it, which is why. It's for me. It
reached a boiling point
in that moment.
It reached a boiling point. I think within Swerve, because I'm pretty sure he's not just hearing that noise just from Hangman about all his wrongdoing. I'm sure he's hearing from a lot of it. It just was maybe just a boiling point of like maybe of unintentional admission. Like, yeah, I know, and they left it at that. They didn't give you too much. Listen, and you know what? I'm not surprised that the IWC just took that and ran with it, because it's the fucking IWC. At the end of the day, they'll take anything and run with it as long as it fits their narrative at the end of it. So that's why I'm not going crazy or anything with them, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what the ending decision was, because I say this respectfully, not to cast aside like anyone, but let's not act like the discourse would be a total 180 if it was Swerve that win, because a lot of us who see the storyline further down the line would be either the same or even going off worse. So like, what the fuck are you doing? You're sacrificing the longer game plan just for the immediate gratification right then and there. But that's what I'm saying. I don't get too much on the IWC, because at the end of the day, there's always gonna be that just class or that small population in IWC that's just going to be just fucking mental over any decision that Tony Khan makes it at the end of the day. So it is what it is.
And in terms of Mox, I've seen people saying he's the worst main event of all time. No, he's not. Mox is a fucking damn good wrestler. This is not Mox's wrestling style. He's fucking doing this purposely, whether he's right or wrong. Some people are probably really enjoying it. Some people don't enjoy it. But whether he's right or wrong, he's changed his style now to piss people off and to get a fucking reaction. And it's actually refreshing to see that fucking, in this day and age, wrestling can actually fucking bring out these kind of fucking reactions in people. I mean, fucking, I've never seen these kind of reactions over anything before. The closest I've seen was probably when Cody lost the fucking to Roman the first time. and
Oh,
people are
I
losing
was
their
guilty
shit.
then. I
thought it was terrible.
tantruming on Twitter.
I
And it
thought it was
turned out I
terrible.
was actually wrong. It
Yeah.
was quite good doing it
In
later. But
hindsight, it was probably
at the time, I was the most guilty of anybody.
in hindsight, it was the best business decision he could have fucking made. But like,
It was, but I wouldn't have admitted it back then.
but I haven't seen anyone bring out these kind of emotions in people. And Mox is right now with the Death Riders. And like I say, it's not whether it's clearly intentional to a certain extent. Whether it's completely, I don't know. But they look, their business is up, numbers are doing well on that side of things. I don't particularly care too much about that, but it clearly is, you know. But so I don't know,
Yeah,
you know.
mock segments draw.
They
always,
do.
you know,
They fucking do,
high numbers,
like.
and that's what drives the booking, and that is what should drive the booking.
And-
whatever we think. If they booked for me, the company would be bankrupt within a week.
Same for me.
I'd
Jericho
love
being
it,
a wild
but
card.
yeah.
You know what?
But it's-
Just a
I
quick
think win a
shout
bone
to
thing.
a quick shout to my guy Light Skin Gaji. He always says if you want to be a booker, you want to run your own company, WWE 2K25 has the GM mode.
Exactly.
Download the fucking game, buy the game, be your own GM. But like he says all the time, I guarantee you, you would not be able to book a 5-star show.
We should play that one day. We'll all play it on stream.
The thing with the main event though is that like everyone was upset about the result, but I think a lot of people had already decided they were going to be upset with it beforehand as well because of the Death Riders. Death Riders got to such a
I think most
stage
people
now.
knew Mox was retaining and had decided. They were planning, they were practicing their outrage for when it happened.
I think so.
I think most of us knew deep down he was retaining.
I think so. I mean, like, we all spoke and we all said, didn't we, that like Mox is probably going to win. Like,
yeah, I don't think anyone of us.
I think
anyway,
people might have wanted him to win, which is what you should do with wrestling.
Would you
should
put
want
money on it
someone to
though?
win.
Would you comfortably put money on it? Which is good because that means they've caused out. I actually thought when Swerve ended Revolution, at that point I thought, okay, Swerve Hangman, that's your main event, and I did think that for a while. But as it got nearer the time, I realised no, it's not, because again, and Andy, you were right, because what you said was like how Hangman can't help him yet. Like Hangman, and I know it's not enough. And at first, I was like fantasy booking these scenarios because I was looking forward to Swerve Hangman. But what you said resonated, and it was true. Like it made no sense for Hangman to help him in that situation. And in that situation, there's no way that you're not going to beat the Death Riders. It makes no sense in story. One, for Moxley to lose before the trios titles are lost by the rest of them, they have to go first.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And two, the numbers game, Swerve doesn't have the numbers game, and it doesn't make any sense that he'd win in this point in time, because even the odds come down, they always were going to have one person more, and we've been waiting for someone to come in and help them. I know they're not officially Death Riders, obviously not, but what happened with the Bucks, you and I, especially Andy, have spoken about this since fucking building up to World's End. OC doing it, Darby doing it, fucking FTR doing it, whoever doing it. It's finally happened. It is a bit late, I think, for the storyline to
Yeah, it is. It is late. They should have done this a couple of months ago. It needed this. Imagine this boost happened 2 months ago. Would this course have got to the stage it's at? But then again, maybe it's a hard one because as we would say we're probably the hardcore wrestling fans. Yeah, we like good matches. Like we like the wrestling itself a lot. Yeah. So we want good matches. The casual fan and the majority of wrestling fans would say they like good matches, but they like the story more, and they like that they're probably more invested in this for reasons outside of the match. They don't care that it wasn't particularly a 5-star match. They care the intrigue and the Bucks turn up at the end and Mox retains the heat that he's getting. And people go, it's go away heat. It's not go away heat. I'm sorry, the go away heat is thrown around far too much. It's heat. If there's go away heat, it's no fucking heat at all. It's fucking heat, and he's getting a lot of heat to the point where you have people convincing themselves that they're not worked. They're not angry about it because he's a heel. They're angry because they don't like Mox. Yeah, because it's a fucking heel. You're not supposed to like Mox. It's not like you like MJF when he's a heel.
That's hard to do now, though. Everybody wants a charismatic, kind of lovable bad guy now. Yeah. You can't just they won't for some reason they won't accept the dickhead heels that you hate.
Roman.
Having read Mox's book, I think this is what he wants though. I think he's fucked up, isn't he, like that in his kind of views in wrestling, kind of like Bryan Danielson, who apparently is helping with the booking. They don't want you going away happy. They want you to be pissed off. They want you to be angry. They want you to be showing your frustrations.
They want it like the end of what's the Avengers Infinity War.
Mm-hmm. They want you to.
You don't walk out of there going, "Oh, I wish he hadn't snapped everybody."
So you know what, Lucy, you just said it. That's what the ending of Dynasty was. It was Infinity War. So All In is Endgame. All In is Endgame, and
that's their big show, isn't it?
Now you had the ops come help out during the match. You had them come out, so now they're factored in. Now you have the Bucks help. We don't know officially if they're going to be tied with the Death Riders. It might just be more to fuck over Swerve. We'll find out. But now
I think they're pulling the strings.
There's another thing with the Bucks, though. Like, I think that's the case. I do think they're pulling the strings. I think Jack Perry's
well, that's what all the documents are about and everything.
They were shredding documents. They abandoned Brandon.
That's nothing to do with Swerve long term, in my opinion.
But let's just kind of, let's pretend that's not the case. There is also another option, the least likely option, I'll give you that. But what if they've done this to fuck over Swerve because they want Hangman back? They want to help Hangman?
That's what I was saying earlier. If the Bucks think they're helping Hangman,
they could have come back just to fuck Swerve over because of what happened with Hangman, and they might want to get the old thing back together.
Swerve and Hangman reluctant partners against the Bucks.
I don't think it's that, but you could. I hope it's not Swerve and Hangman as partners.
Have they announced Bucks for Dynamite tonight?
No,
but they're going to be there, man. They're going.
Yeah.
Do you think like it tonight that we need not the whole story, not the whole explanation, but we need a little bit something to kind of.
I don't want to go too much into what we need tonight. Because is this airing after Dynamite?
Yeah.
I want to know.
Dynamite's on in an hour and a half, so probably.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything in case I look stupid. Whatever happens, I know you
want to know everything, but
I don't want them to tell me it, though. I do want to know everything, but I don't actually want them to tell me everything, if that makes sense.
That's what I'm saying. But we need a little. I think we need something. We need something tonight.
I just want a little bit, but that's what I'm saying. I mean, I'd be quite happy with the Bucks being like, what are you on about? We got nothing to do with that. And just tease it again for another week. I really, honestly, because I love the intrigue of it all. And yeah, people will be crying, and that'll be even funnier tomorrow when there's that
I love when the Bucks make people cry.
9 million fucking tweets to Tony Khan in about 5 seconds.
Maybe Renee's trying to get a word with the Bucks in the hallway, and they blow her off, and Hangman is just walking the opposite direction, and they just give like a wink and a nod,
yeah.
Something like that. Nod, like Matt Jackson gave Hangman before he took out Kenny.
Matt Jackson has the wink of death. When Matt winks, you're in trouble.
You know what I would do is, it's a randomness, I don't know why I'm throwing it out here now, but what I would do, it's just a quick one. I would have the Death Riders against the Dark Order, and I would have them fucking demolish every single fucking one of them. Nothing, that wouldn't bring Hangman into it, but I would just have that happen. Just so you can have that bit where Hangman's like, should I? Nah, mate, no, fuck them.
Why want John Cena to get
fucked? Because everyone let it happen in Hangman's mind, didn't he? Everybody was involved. They all let it happen. They all praised Swerve. No one said anything to him. And he had his thing where he beat the shit out of Uno, didn't he? But I just let them beat the shit out of them and just give that little bit extra percentage to Hangman's. I'm kind of, I'm going to have to fucking do something here now. As we go towards it, we got a 4-hour show. We could do a fucking, 10-minute fucking segment.
Whatever happens, we're getting the enemy of my enemy is my Swerve or Hangman. They're both fighting the Bucks.
As long as it's Swerve helping Hangman, I'm happy with that. I just don't want a Swerve Hangman tag team yet. I think that we can do that in 12 months or whatever. Not yet. That's too soon. It's way too soon. Because you're gonna have that whole thing of like, they're gonna trust each other. Probably not. And yeah, it's been done to death, so no.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was great. The Bucks are back, and they're the best tag team of all time, and it's great. I can't wait to see more of the Bucks.
Definitely.
Tonight will be
Have we finished?
Interesting.
The whole show.
We've done Dynasty eventually, but we do have some questions, so I'm going to whiz through some of these if you're all right with that. And we just give everyone one way answers. Right, first of all, a mate sent me fucking 5, but Dave, sorry, I'm not doing 5. We'll do one. What happens to Swerve now? Will he help Hangman against Mox? We've kind of already said that, haven't we?
Yes, he will. He'll fight. I think I think, yeah, could I go quickly, very quickly? Yeah, I think that the thing that hopefully him and MVP, there's something there, something to do with the Hurt Syndicate. Maybe he can end up being a part of them. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I think this eventually leads to Swerve v MJF at All In. I think that's a banger match. It's a high profile match on the card. Every match on that card should be high profile. And I think Swerve wins that match against MJF. And I think he comes out at the end and he helps Hangman Page win the world title.
Another one here. Who will win an AEW Singles Championship first? On Kevin Knight, Fletcher, or Brody King?
Fletcher.
I think Fletcher. I think Fletcher's fucking nailed on, isn't he?
Next TNT champ, as you said.
Yeah. So the rest of the questions we have are. Oh, okay. This was from Gav. It's because we asked some questions a few days ago. How rational are the IWC going to be after Dynasty? Yeah, Gav. Fuck, that's
totally
a stupid
fine.
question.
Yeah, normal. They'll be completely non-psychotic.
But
no one should end up on a list.
You know what we need to do? We need to stop. It's not even the IWC. It's just Twitter.
Yeah,
other places aren't like this. Like
we don't do this on Blue Sky.
Sky Blue.
Adult. It feels like Sky Blue is like adult wrestling fans who can't be asked with nonsensical drama and fascist owners go. And then Twitter is where everyone...
And who want blocks to actually work.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly, yeah. There's a big difference between it. The IWC is in quarters, in eighths, whatever. There's different apps for different mentalities, different age groups, different IQs. Twitter's the lowest of everything possible. It's a cesspit of pure and utter cuntness.
I wish more wrestlers would move over to Blue Sky.
Yeah, I agree.
Because they do not behave like that over there.
Same.
Right, okay. One from Mike, our colleague or whatever it is, our team member, whatever, Mike.
Good introduction.
It's hostage?
I didn't realise it was Mike when I was reading the question. He says he's a big Hook fan, and for some reason he says who will be the first team to challenge the Ops when they win the trios?
That's a good question because that's a really good question. And I don't know.
Shane Taylor Promotions.
Not a bad one.
I say way look at I look at it as Ops are going to win the titles either before or at Double or Nothing. I look at it and think if there's a trios titles match at All In, who are the high profile opponents? If Adam Cole has lost the TNT title by then, turn them lot heel and have them face them.
Yeah, that would be mine.
They should be heels. They're much better heels. Cole O'Reilly and Roderick Strong should be heels. Let them be heels. Let them go for it. That feels like a match I'll actually care about.
We have Jamildo. Is everyone finally on board with the Hangman Redemption arc? Fucking, we've been on board with it since before it started. I've been on board with it since 2018.
He's just had very specific ideas of how it should happen.
Hangman is the hero that AEW needs. He's the main character.
He's a hero we already have.
He's the main character, but he's still a bad lad.
I've seen someone
he's the hero we already have.
He's not the main character. He's a very naughty boy.
He's the hero we already have, but just like a lot of heroes, watching comic books or movies or whatever, he needs to be built back up. He's not there yet. He needs
Why
to.
Why do we fall?
Yeah.
Why
do we fall to get back up?
Somebody arguing there with your stuff today on saying that he's not the main character. He's fucking clearly there. Everything's
fucking company up for this guy.
He's like the fucking son of the solar system of AEW.
Let me clear this up because Andy and me were talking on WhatsApp earlier, and we were talking about the Darby Allin stuff. And when we finished talking, we said we were going to bring it up tonight. And I thought, you know what? Let me just poke the bear for a minute and see what kind of reaction I can get online. So I did a I knew what I was doing, obviously. I knew it was a dick move, the way I worded it. I knew it would wind people up. But the way people reacted, man, it was Dav was sat there and he was replying. He was obviously going through it on just mugging people off the way only he can. But the reaction from people was amazing. People's lack of composure to something to my opinion on something is fucking insane. How do you have this much energy to care about me when we don't know each other? We don't care about each other. How was my basic tweet about me saying that Hangman is the main character who's going to win the title All In and not Darby?
Come on, you've seen the reaction to your Wrestling Times tweets.
Yes. He likes using a stopwatch.
You might as well have a target on your forehead.
My milkshake brings all the fuckboys to the yard. It's so easy. I did. I sort of missed it, but I don't think I'll do this for much longer because Twitter's so negative. And when I'm just exclusively on Blue Sky, it was a far nicer experience talking with level-headed, composed people. You can still argue with them, but it's a normal argument.
Yeah, and you can block the wankers, and that's it. They're gone. They don't exist anymore.
Gone, yeah.
We have a fantastic question here, and this is not one that would take 9 hours at all. What is a good booker? This is from Aaron. I think that's one for another fucking episode, to be honest. What is a good booker?
It's a good question, but yeah.
Not me. I'm not a good booker. I wouldn't be a good booker.
I'm the best booker
You're
right now.
fabulous. Let me tell you why the trios title should only be lingerie pillow fights, and then you'll agree.
Yeah. Well, is that not like WWE fucking
Time for a bit of equality, please. Yeah.
It's Slug says, how much better would the Swerve Mox match have been if Hangman just hit Swerve with the buckshot lariat and Mox pinned him? I would have loved it. I would have loved it.
I am bored of Mox's title reign, but I'm not bored. My issue, I said to you, especially Andy, I've said this. My issue is I'm not enjoying the Mox matches. It's nothing else to do with it. I'm finding the matches kind of boring. That's what my problem is. If his matches, but again, as we've mentioned, I know the style. Look, The Undertaker used to have this methodical, painfully slow style from like 1990 to 97. And then suddenly they let him pick up the pace and suddenly he became, he's not a 3 out of 10 wrestler. He's a 6.5 out of 10 wrestler. Let's not get carried away. He's not more than that. And that's to say, what they've done is reverse with John Moxley. We know he's better than this. We know he's a lot better than this. And I get why he's doing it for the heel element of his character. But that doesn't take away from the fact that I've not enjoyed his main event matches. If these matches were fourth on the card and Tony Storm matches were finishing the shows, I'd probably feel a lot different about them. But they've now gone 3 pay-per-views in a row with not so much a flat ending, but like the bad guys have come out on top. And Swerve coming out at the end of Revolution, that can polish over the cracks a little bit if you want. But that's my issue, that I've now gone World's End, Revolution, and Dynasty. And probably my least favourite bit of the show has been the ending. And that's, for me, not great.
Would they be getting the kind of heat to get in though if he was putting out old Mox matches from Mox 2-3 years ago? They wouldn't.
No,
and he'd be a cheered heel as well. He'd be getting cheers over some of the faces that maybe not like. So I get it's by design.
You're probably right. You're probably right.
We have there's a fucking one from Blackfire. Is the word predictable a positive word or a negative word?
Depends what you predict.
Yeah, I think it depends on
It's a case by case
you
thing.
predict Kenny, Ricochet, and Bailey are going to have an incredible match, and they do. Fantastic, yeah.
Yeah, we predict that Christian and Cole will get back together, and it will be great. But we can also predict that some people have predicted that Hangman would go and save Swerve, and that didn't happen. It would have been shit. And we have, that's going to be it now because there's too many of the same people asking questions. You can't ask more than one question. It's not fucking fair on everyone else.
That's not the rules, man. One question.
One question at a time.
We have rules?
Jesus.
I've just made them up now.
Can we all make rules? Because I have a list. When are we changing the logo to Brandon Cutler riding a sick-ass dragon?
When TNT get a new ring, we have to change it. No, that's it. So yeah, that's been fantastic, hasn't it? We will. I'm going to go to bed.
That was good fun.
We are just under 2 hours.
It is like 2 hours.
Dynamite's on in an hour. This is fucking great.
Dynamite.
What a fucking Wednesday night. But we'll probably try and get back to our usual recording times of a Sunday or a Monday as we move on. And fantastic. Thanks, guys.
Peace out.
Bye.
And that's it.
Do I keep this pose? Do I hold this?
Doesn't matter. I'll cut the end.
For the benefit of those of
Edge
you
and
with
Christian
flash
5-second
photography.
pose.
I'm gonna
Chat wrestling guys will now pause.
I'm gonna keep that on. Yeah, it's like the Naked Gun. This we're just standing there.